Oh, what I have for you guys today, you are going to love. Imagine, if you will, a gun rights champion, a gun rights leader of a group here in the United States walking into the UN and giving them one of the old read between the lines in a very professional manner. Yeah, guys, more of this immediately. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below as NAGR's president goes on the offense in Geneva. This one is going to be one you need to send out, as well as hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, because let's face it, they're trying to put the thumb on the scale of this channel because the bloody cutting edge of freedom that we are representing threatens the very desire for control that they hold so dear. So make sure you poke them right in the eye by hitting that subscribe, share, notification, and like button. All right, let's get into this, guys. Here is my little disclaimer. I am not affiliated with NAGR, GOA, NRA, 2SAF. I'm not affiliated with any of them professionally and through contractual obligations, because I can bring you the objective best case scenario for our Second Amendment. When one group does something great, I can highlight it. When another group does something great, I can highlight that too. That objectivity makes for a better whole, which is why I try to stay as objective as possible. Now, with that said, the person that I'm about to show you, he's the president of National Association for Gun Rights. Okay, that is a national gun rights group. He walked into the UN and basically just backhanded all of them, including China and other gun control regimes, directly and with a smile. And that's what I really want to hit on. I want you to pay attention to the tone and tenor of what he's delivering. He is abjectly correct. He is confident, and he is not directly calling them names. He's just spouting facts that they have no refute for. That's the entire point. When you devolve into ad hominem attacks, like you have seen on this channel, like coming at me on this channel, you've already lost the argument. When you resort back to ad hominem attacks, that means you have nothing left on your point, and you're really just having to lash out emotionally. That's what's going to be absent in what I'm about to show you. And that's why in our fight, if we do it like this, we win even faster than we're already gonna. All right, let's get into it. That's enough of the setup. President of NAGR, let's get it.
National Association for Gun Rights.
Thank you, Mr. President. Last year, I remarked that Mexico was suing the U.S. gun manufacturers as a way to divert blame from their own corruption. My prediction was that it would fail spectacularly, and of course, our U.S. Supreme Court ruled against Mexico 9-0. This was a surprise only to the deluded. Mexico is not struggling because of America's freedoms. If that were true, then bordering Canada would be facing the same disaster, but they aren't.
All right, so I'm going to break this up a couple ways. This is a very good speech. You can listen to the whole 2-minute thing linked in the description. He's living in a world of fact in delivering these points. If it were true, Canada would be experiencing the same thing. They're not. One has international drug cartels, one doesn't. I wonder what the differentiator is. That's the entire point. He's also going after the fact that they got smacked by 9-0 liberal and conservative justices in their little ploy to take guns from our nation through destroying the manufacturing through a Mexican lawsuit. The SCOTUS smacked the crap out of it. There's no reason to call them names. They're literally just letting facts do it. That's important. That's how we go to this next level. All right, let's keep going. Get it, Dudley.
China's scolding of the U.S. yesterday was even more telling. A country that makes vocal opponents disappear have little room to lecture us on human rights. The ownership and carrying of small arms isn't simply an American ideal. It is a God-given human right, benefiting the poor and the lower class more than any other fundamental right. By disarming the people, you only protect the well-connected.
Incredible point. Sorry, my audio is doing something weird. Incredible point. What we have focused on this channel is the negative impacts that disproportionately affect those that don't have the blessings financially that others do. And if you really want to boil this down to anything and everything class related, the gun control advocates and acolytes that live inside the Democrat Party have installed multiple barriers to rights through financial penalties that don't need to exist on your own rights. Example, you've got to do fingerprinting. By the way, you have to pay for your own fingerprinting. You've got to take a class. By the way, you have to pay for that class. You have to do training courses where you fire live ammunition. You've got to pay for the fees and for the ammo. All of the things that are examples I just used are all chilling effects that are put in place by an overbearing blue government, which then inhibits your rights through financial means. That is a perfect point. Perfect. Again, he's not going down the road of ad hominem attacks. He's going down the road of pure fact. and also standing up to China, which takes a pair of balls, I'll be honest with you. All right, let's keep going.
The United States former representative of the UN admitted such a view to me last year. And if you look around, you'll notice Mr. Malzahn is conspicuously absent. That is not a coincidence. We are here to remove every last stitch of U.S. support and involvement in the UN's ATT. As we've heard repeatedly this week, without major nations attached to this treaty, its utility is less than useful. The solutions to the violence detailed here at this conference are simple and do not require endless committees, conferences, and white papers, which is why you despise it. It is this: power should be vested in the people, and their security rests in their hands and theirs alone. Thank you, Mr. President.
Pause for dramatic effect. The power rests in the people themselves, not in them alone. That is the whole point. That is a very well executed, well delivered speech directly to the gun controlling organizations who are trying to do small arms treaties to take the rights away from other people in other nations like ours through Senate ratification of treaties, because the gun controllers can't do it here. Guys, when you look at our fight, when you look at the next stages in evolution, the reason that I say that we're going to push this to the next generation and we're the cutting edge and the bloody edge of that knife of pushing these things forward is because we're doing things differently than other people. This is all about approaching it with something that we've never done before. We have held the line and we have done really great work holding the gun control forces at bay. It is now time to go forward. And the way that you go forward, not exactly like this, but similar to this, where you avoid ad hominem attacks, you avoid destroying each other inside our own industry, inside of our own creator complex, inside of all of these other ad hominem attacks that you're seeing, and you focus on the opponent of freedom through things like this. That is how we're going to take this from a defensive posture into an offensive posture. The benefit of going in this different manner, which takes much more discipline and takes much more research and much more delivery and much more communication skills, is that we will gain people who are sitting in the middle waiting to pick a side. We have our side, we have our battle lines, we have taken all the arrows on the shield, and in some cases right in our frickin' eyes. But when we go on the offense with using skills like this, where you don't make it about your attacks, which distract away from your underlying point to your rights, and you make it about the actual attacks against natural human rights, you are going to win, I will give you 95% of the time. There's a tone shift on this channel. There's an antagonism against the gun controllers that exist, and that's going to happen. But the bottom line is, it's to highlight how insane they are and the things that they are asking for, while we offer the rights and the solutions of free men that have come before us that will continue to the next generation. That's the point. This was an excellent speech by NAGR's President Dudley Moore. And Dudley Moore. That's an actor. I did that earlier. It's not Dudley Moore. It's Dudley Brown. And I will see you guys on the next one. My name is Braden. I'll see you later.